The 365 Pro Wrestling.
365 Nation, I am joined today by a man who has been on top of the Ontario Indy scene, Canada, you could say, for the last 2 decades. You know him as Textbook, you know him as the Wrestling Machine, you know him as Tyson Dux. Thank you for joining me today.
Hey man, thanks for having me on this. I'm actually really excited about the project. So this is kind of awesome to be able to do this with you.
Hello. Tyson's joined by the little one there. And how's that treating you? Family life now?
Family life is great. The first time wasn't so successful. The second time is an absolute blast. I got four boys now altogether. 4 boys. The younger 2 being 3 years and 6 months. So it's busy. It's a busy house.
That's amazing, man. And like I was saying, you manage that as well as being so successful in pro wrestling. You've done everything. You've worked for WWE since like 2002. You've been doing stuff with them. You did stuff with TNA. You've done stuff with Ring of Honor. You worked with everybody. And in all that, you've been basically at the top of Ontario Indy Wrestling. I'd say Canadian wrestling. And the climb to the top, I think, is easy. But staying there and for 2 decades is so hard. Like, how have you done that?
See, that's the thing that a lot of people, and you would know this because you're like such a vet yourself. Like, you've been at this game a long time. So a lot of people don't realize that it's quite, like you said, it's quite easy to get recognition and be popular and have everybody want to book you and stuff like that. It's another thing to hold on to that kind of success where you constantly are branching out to new promotions and people want to see you. And really all it comes down to is you can't leave yourself inside that little bubble of the one thing that you know. You know what I mean? Like, I started out as the goofy dancing kid and got on WWE TV, and then later reinvented myself when I blew out my knee to a guy that was a little bit heavier, like I bodybuilded a lot. So I built myself up and then did more of a stronger style then. And now that I'm getting a little bit older and I want less weight on my body, so I'm not doing that bodybuilding physique anymore. I've reverted myself back to all the fundamentals and technical wrestling that I've always loved and love to watch. And I've just reinvent. So all it is just having the mental fortitude to reinvent yourself, or at least work in different ways, not get stuck in a rut kind of deal.
For sure. And you've definitely done that. You've changed up from hairstyle to tights to trunks to you've always been inventing yourself and reinventing yourself. And I think a lot of people have noticed that over the years, because every new promotion I've ever seen, you're the first guy they call. It seems to be in every promotion. If you're starting one, you need Tyson Dux on your card. And that's what I started 365. I needed you on the show.
Well, that's the thing. I was so super stoked when you said that you're starting 365. I thought, what a great way, because way back in the day at PWA, we started there, and you started that whole company and started to build something there, and now you've just reinvented, and it was nice to actually come full circle with it and start working with it again. So I had a blast too. It was fun.
Oh no, man! Thank you for being there. And I talked about the Fed stuff and TNA and ROH, and so many times you've been on the cusp of getting that contract that you've been working so hard for, and then an injury happens or life gets in the way. So many people would quit then or be so disgruntled, but you come into every locker room with a smile on your face and you're the hardest worker there. What got you through that frustrating times?
Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't say that the times were always super bright, and I would have to admit that there was dark. I've had dark days, especially with that last one being the cruiserweight thing and being held up at the border. Like, something so simple as a border infraction held me up, and then I couldn't go. And that's when I would have made it. Like, I would have made it there, but it's always been little stupid things. It's been like either like you said, I got hurt, blew up my knee, or it was border issues, or there might be heat because two promotions were confused, and then somebody told me to do one promo or do a match, and the other one didn't want it. So it's always kind of set me back a little bit in whatever ways. But you know what? Honestly, at 41, the way I look at it is I'm just a professional wrestler. It doesn't matter if I have a giant contract with a major TV deal with any kind of company, because if those places folded tomorrow, half those guys would stop doing what they do. And I love this business, and I love what I've done in this business, and I will just continue to go forward and do this, because this is all I've done for all my life, and I will continue to do so.
And I've heard you say before, like, you're living your dream, like wrestling is your life. And I think that's amazing. And I watched the little episode they did on you with Smash, the feature on you. And they had Kevin Owens saying that, you know what, there should be a lot of wrestlers kissing your ass because they can learn so much from you. And in that whole episode, you talked a lot about how you like to teach people. And that's what you're doing right now. You've opened up your school, and you're going to relocate shortly. You have another project and journey there. But how was opening your school and working with all these new students?
See, I love the aspect of teaching. I always feel as though you need to give back. You don't give back, when you're done, you're forgotten, and it only takes an amount of time. And you can be arrogant and think that you'll live forever through somebody, but you won't. You won't. Like, some kids don't know who Macho Man Randy Savage is now. You know, it's just, that's the way it is. So to leave a bit of yourself, a bit of a legacy, a bit of something, and give back to something that's given me my whole life, has been my whole passion, is to teach and to bring up new kids and make them good, make them solid, make them have dreams and aspirations, and hopefully that they succeed at all these things. I did start at a real terrible location, but that location was the best, because I had the guys that really wanted to do it, and then they're still with me to this day, training. And then I moved into a new spot, and that spot was like a nice, clean personal training studio. And I shared that place now with my partner, and it's been great. But now I'm starting to branch out, and I'm seeing I just want more. You know how it is. You just want to build and do better, and you want to do more, and you want to do bigger. Even if, like, I think to myself sometimes that even if bigger means that it all implodes and falls in on me, I'm fine with it, because at least I gave it a shot. So me and my wife bought this over $500,000 house with a big shop on an acre of property, and we're going to we're going to redo this whole shop. We're going to make it into a personal training type facility with lots of weights and tires to flip and stuff like that. We're going to put a 16 by 16 ring in there that's low, and get some crash mats. And I will keep the studio place open for my new kids and the hobby horses, as I call them, the ones that are just giving it a go for a bucket list. And those who want to exceed and excel at this business, and the people that I want to put my stamp of approval on further down the line and make some real money. So when they say, hey, I train there, I want a real sense of pride, they will come here. They will come to my house, and I will tear them completely down, right down to the foundation, and start them all over again. And I don't care how much experience they have. I want to build both bodies, minds, stamina, everything to make a complete, ultimate professional wrestler. That's my goal, and that's what the shop is all about.
That's amazing, man. I hope it's very successful. I know it will be. I know my trainer used to tell me you need the ABCs to wrestling. You need ability, you need body, and you need charisma. And somewhere in the middle, there's the perfect wrestler. So going from the school, teaching, and then all the other stuff you've done, and now we got you with 365 Pro Wrestling, and I'm happy about that. What can fans expect to see out of you? I know you just had a great match with Eric a couple weeks ago. Is it more of that, just really pushing people and going for the belt, or not that the belt matters, but just what are your goals for 365 Pro Wrestling?
365. All I have is I want to put myself back on the mark in all companies now. Like I'll come into a place and I'll do shows, and then I'll do the business that they want me to do, and I'll leave there. And I'll hope that I can help the business succeed. I've done that in Barrie Wrestling. I've done that in other smaller little promotions. But with 365 is kind of one I cut that promo. It's kind of a soft spot with me because we've got so much history there as we're transitioning over, and it's a transition phase for me as I'm looking to get more into my actual wrestling. I want to really teach the fans and educate them and educate the wrestlers along the way of real style professional wrestling, the way the Gotches, the Funks, all those old timers like the Inokis, all these guys. I want to be like that. I want to wrestle like that. I want to be busy, hardest worker in the room, and constantly give a full competitive match that is completely different from anything you see nowadays. You see a lot of the same routine and same spots, same repertoire used. I want to completely go the opposite way with it and be a true pro wrestler, the way it used to be, and the way I loved it, and the way I loved it as a kid. And I just plan on keep digging in at 365. I'm not sitting on my heels. I'm not going to rest. I'm on my toes. I'm driving forward, and that belt is pretty. I really like that belt. And Swoop is super cheap. So when it's time to go, I'm going to make a mark. And 365 is one of the places that I see as a place that I want to call home. It's just another place that I want to see succeed and do well. And I want to be a part of it.
Awesome, man. And so 365, the whole reason I changed is I think I was resting on my laurels, so I needed to kill something I really loved in PWA to step up my game and work harder and improve just as a promoter and getting people's eyes on 365. And another way was for social media. And I've seen you on social media more. You did your video announcing that you're going to open up this new school at your house. Is that going to be something you focus more on, or are you going to share more of you with the world?
See, yeah, that's another thing I wanted to get into, which is crazy that you actually caught it, is that I'm going to try to, I'm a very, 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 very private human being. I keep to myself very much. Like nobody knows about my family stuff. Nobody knows about me in reality. They don't know where I come from or what I really am about. But I'm actually going to start giving a little bit of in-depth into my life is kind of how I'm going to go. Even with training, I'm going to start doing these live videos and show training the way I want to. I want to show people what it's all about when it comes to training at my place. I want to get a good aspect of how I am on a daily. So yeah, you're going to see a lot more of that.
Awesome, man. Well, I'm going to keep it short. I'm so happy you did this and thankful you took the time out. Where can people find you online?
Online, it's all easy. It's all the same thing. It's Tyson Dux, D-U-X, not D-U-K-E-S, and not Dux. It is Dux. And you can find me anywhere: Instagram, Facebook. I got fan pages and Twitter. All the same social medias that all the kids have, unless they got something new. I don't know, but all the original ones, I got them.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much, and I really appreciate it. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, brother. Thank you very much for having me.
And just another huge thank you to Tyson for being on today. I hope you enjoyed his interview. He's had a great story. He's done so many big things, so many good things, and we're lucky to have him here in 365 Pro Wrestling. Speaking of good things, February 22nd, we're at the Willow Point Lions Club in Campbell River for another event. And then we're back at the Alpine Club on February 28th. So join us in Kitchener at the Alpine Club, and we'll have a great time. All tickets are online at www.365prowrestling.com. Talk to you guys again tomorrow.